Drum majors Audrey Benson, Anya Johansson, and Jack Vansickle. Is your band ready? Bands, take the field.
I think music most powerfully aids us in teaching us how to express our feelings.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the Dexter High School Dreadnought Marching Band.
I love music, so that was like an easy decision in 5th grade.
I joined band in 5th grade kind of just because everyone else did band. I decided I wanted to do an instrument. I kind of just picked saxophone randomly, but as I practiced more and as the years progressed, I started to really develop a love for music.
Near the end of last year, he was talking about tryouts, and I was like, has there ever been a sophomore drum major? And he said no, so I said as a joke, oh, okay, I'll be the first one. I just kind of went through with it because I didn't think I was actually gonna get it. So as drum major, the main thing is being a bridge between Dr. Moore, the director, and then the students. We relay his information, what he wants to do with the band, and we connect it to the students and the squad leaders to make the whole thing come together. We have so many student leaders, like squad leaders, section leaders, captains, and it really helps with just experience because we have responsible people who are even sophomores who are like squad leaders and leading so many other people, and I think that really is just an experience for real life.
Yeah, I say this a whole lot. I'm teaching life. I'm just using band to teach life.
I've learned a couple things. How to be punctual is one, and like make sure you get everything good. Dr. Moore is a little strict about that. I know I was annoyed at the times, but it is good because it does teach you to like make sure you have everything, and kind of he treats you like a professional, which is good for a lot of aspects.
Since I'm looking at going into music ed, I'm kind of getting into different like trumpet instruction, so I've been teaching private lessons. I have a whole bunch of opportunities just because of joining this group, and it really helps me out, like connections with different people, and now I have like a future career in mind. Like, it's been really great.
You know, the arts are really the only subject in school that educates us how to express ourselves.
It's like learning a second or third, other, fourth, fifth language. It's something that could be challenging, but is also rewarding.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I've met some of my closest friends, best friends, everything, all the way from 5th grade till now that I've stuck with them. It's just a great group of high achieving yet fun and just adventurous kids that relate to me a lot, I guess.
We have a little bit of everything in band.
We don't really fall into stereotypes that you see in like movies.
You know, stereotypically, the term that comes up is band nerd, right? It's like band and orchestra kids, choir kids, they're the kids that aren't in sports and they're not doing a whole lot and they're just doing this music thing. But to the contrary, we've got kids in the Dexter Band program that do everything. We've got athletes, we've got student leaders that are, you know, part of the student council. They're leading National Honor Society, and they're in every club and activity in the school. So band is one of those things that I feel if you're in the band, you're really going to come across a kind of a cross section of everything that is Dexter High School.
I think it's one of the better communities out there. There's not a lot of hate in the band. There's no one that's like mean to each other. All the band kids kind of get along, which is nice. And I mean, there's days you don't want to be at band camp or days you don't want to be at like first hour band, but no one is too negative in band, which is a good community to be in.
It's really accepting. It's a lot of fun.
Really welcoming, inclusive, extremely fun. I wouldn't say laid back, but still really fun, dedicated, and really hardworking.
I was kind of thrown into the band last minute after I moved from California, and then I wasn't ready at all. I was terrified, actually. But then when I got there, I was greeted by some of the most kind and loving and gracious people ever that just taught me how to love the music that I now really love. And that's really why I stayed.
But really, I've made some of my best friends through band, so I 100% recommend band to anyone. Like, we're a really welcoming community. We're all really nice. I really love band, and I think like everyone should at least give it a try. It's really cool.
It's my favorite community at the high school. Like I love it so much. It's just so much fun.
I think it's a lot of fun to just make music with friends and be able to just kind of share the gift of music with people you love and people that you're sad when they're gone, like seniors that have graduated, or for the younger students who are going to remember you after you leave. Favorite memories? I have so many. A lot of them are actually recent, and just the past couple years when we get big wins against harder teams. Like Celine was awesome. The homecoming win was great against Huron, but one of my favorite ones is Cole Warren. He was being held upside down on his head, and he played the trumpet upside down. He played the Yesterday solo in front of the whole band, and I really enjoyed it.
Our senior show that we just did last week, doing trombone suicides and things like that, stick out in my mind too.
Favorite memories would probably be anything from band camp.
That's when the upperclassmen meet the underclassmen for the first time, and that's when we all bond. So by the time school starts, we're already in it, We know like what's up, we know who people are.
Favorite memories from marching band? I'd obviously say like freshman year band camp because I was super nervous, and I had a squad leader named Abby Morris who was super outgoing, like funniest person I've ever met, so that whole season was just great.
Probably band camp. I really enjoy band camp. I think freshman year, it was probably the first night I didn't know a bunch of people in the band, so I went out there into like this common space and I saw like one person I knew and I wanted to hang out with him, but I was scared, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come play cards?" So I was like, "Sure, why not?" And they taught me the game. It was really cool. We stayed there like the whole night, so it was pretty cool.
One of my favorite memories from marching band is band camp. 2 years ago, getting back from practice and taking a nap with all of my friends. We all just got back to the dorm and just immediately fell asleep, and it was like the best I've ever slept.
Some of my favorite memories, like from my freshman year at band camp. Actually, every year at band camp I've been to, honestly, it's been great. I love being able to go and like hang out in the dorms with all my friends, stay up really late, and then like play cards and stuff, and just being able to hang out with my friends. Like a lot of the Fridays for games, I'll order a pizza or something and hang out with my friends before, so it's really fun.
I think there is something about just going to band camp and going for a week with some of your best friends, rooming with them, and just kind of, sharing like every single meal with people that, you either love at the time if you're older, or if you're new, You get very close with a lot of good friends, and you make a lot of new memories that will last you for all of high school.
My favorite thing about being a band teacher is I get to spend time with students outside of the traditional classroom setting. So I think that I get to interact with them in just a different way. Because, you know, we spend a lot of hours on the marching band field at night, and there's a lot of concerts and all these events that we do. Most students who are athletes that aren't in band, if they saw us work at band camp, they'd be like, gosh, those kids are working hard, which they are. It's not just students sitting down and taking notes. You know, I get to interact with them in a different way, which is part of the job that I really enjoy. In the context of any performance class, I think we're striving to reach perfection, knowing that the perfect performance is very, very rare. And in 32 years of band directing and my, my college and high school experience, maybe a couple times, a couple of individual songs, I felt that I was part of what was a perfect performance. They're just rare. It's really hard because we're humans. We make errors, But I think that success to me is getting so good in your expressive performance that even when it's not perfect, it's still expressing your art at a very, very high level. To me, that's success.
The hardest part of band, I think, is just learning to deal with the atmosphere itself. Like freshman year, when you come into band camp, it's really stressful, but then once you get used to it, you can learn to have a lot of fun.
You have high expectations for yourself and everybody around you does, and really just the pressure that you can sometimes put on, I put on myself, probably a little bit too much and then overdo it.
There are a lot of ups and downs, and there's so much you can do. There's always different instruments to try and different styles of music that you can try that just make all of the difference in the world. There's endless possibilities.
The hardest part is just going to be leaving at the end. When I come back next year to watch a performance and I'm not in it, I see everybody else, it's just going to be a little bit different and sad, but at least it's a new era.
Here's the truth. 2 or 3 years after I retire, nobody will remember who I was. Nobody at the school will remember me. But the kids that had me will remember me, and I will remember them. And so my hope would be that those students remember their band experience fondly, and they feel like it was a whole lot of fun, but at the same time, we really played and performed music at an extremely high level on a consistent basis. And in the end, I guess the highest compliment a grad could give me is, I'm so glad I stayed in band 4 years, and it taught me so much that I'm now using in my professional and my personal life.
I have a whole bunch of opportunities just because of joining this group, and it really helps me out, connections with different people, and now I have a future career in mind. It's been really great.
Coming into band, I had very little leadership experience, but this has really put me into a big group of people where I need to show my leadership more.
You learn how to be a better person when you have teamwork skills and you develop leadership. It doesn't matter who you are in the band, you are a leader because you are an example and you're representing Dexter.
It feels like very rewarding to just be able to be in band and help those around you.
I am blessed to have one of the best band writing jobs in the state. And it's because the students are so awesome and the parents and the community is so supportive. We have beautiful facilities and people just care. And that is not the case everywhere. And so I've always felt like it's been a blessing to be able to teach band at Dexter High School.